Hello there, my photography students. Today we're going to be looking at creating a pictorialist inspired photo edit in digital photography. First in Adobe Lightroom Classic, and then opening up our edits into Adobe Photoshop. This tutorial is going to go pretty fast, so if there's ever a moment that you need to pause and rewind, feel free to do so. So starting off with Adobe Lightroom Classic in the Develop module, this is the area where you guys are going to edit your raw images to be exactly how you want them to be. Um, and I'm going to put mine into color and right-click the image, click Edit in Photoshop. We're going to take our Lightroom raw edits and open up that into a brand new Photoshop document. Now, when Photoshop opens up, in case this is your first time opening up Adobe Photoshop, let's reset our workspace together. Window, Workspace, Essentials, Default, and reset our workspace. So this is probably how yours looks. I like to open up my histogram, drag my histogram and my navigator to the top right panel. Let's close the Colors tab group because we're never going to use that. Adjustments and Properties, let's pull that to the sidebar. And so this is how my Photoshop is set up. From here, let's go to this website, texturelabs.org, find a texture that we like, and we're going to download this free texture of a resolution of above 2000. And then we can find another one of around, well, I'll do the 2000 and the 4000 one. So we have high resolution textures that we are going to drag and drop from our Finder into Photoshop. Click Enter or Return on your keyboard. Let's look into our layers and find our blend modes. On the screen right now is a bunch of definitions of what our blend modes do. You could play around, see what each one does. And then from here, let's turn our image into black and white. Two options to use black and white. First is your black and white adjustment layer. Second is the gradient map. And if we reverse this, we have a black and white with a lot more contrast than our normal black and white would have. Finally, we're going to use the photo filter, and you can see we can change different colors on top of this. The colors gives a nice tint on top of our black and white. We can lower the opacity to lower the strength of any of our layers, and looking pretty good. If we add an adjustment layer, as you see right here, we can then get our brush and remove some of the texture that we don't want, like it's covering the guy's face. So we're going to lower the hardness by right-clicking or clicking at the very top left for our brush settings and lowering the hardness and painting black on this area. Let's do this again with a new texture. So we're going to put our texture above our image, play with it in our blend modes. Click lighten here, lower the opacity to lower the strength. And let's add it a second time. See if we can fill in the sky a little bit more by clicking, how about overlay? We'll lower the strength of it there as well. So we have two different blending modes for the same texture. Click gradient map to make that strong black and white contrast. Reverse it. And photo filter, give it a nice tint. And finally, let's try levels and pull this black up on the levels to give it less contrast, to make the blacks not so deep. So what that's going to do to make it feel like this image has been passed through time for a while. Lastly, let's click brightness and contrast, increase the brightness a little bit, lower the contrast. And if you really want to go above and beyond, Command Shift Option E creates a clone stamp visible layer. Click Filter, Convert for Smart Filters, Filter again, and Gaussian Blur. And we click OK when we're done. And because it's a smart filter, we can always go back and change it if we'd like. We can lower the opacity on the overall layer. The last thing I'm going to show you how to do in Photoshop is to save these images. Click File, Save a Copy. Find where we want to save it. You can name it the top, and then save this as a JPEG with a quality of 12. Click OK. And then to save the Photoshop document, click File, Save As. Make sure it's a Photoshop file in case you ever want to come back and re-edit this image, and you click Save. So this is a possible workflow for you to create a pictorialist style photograph. You can tweak it, change it as you please. You don't have to use every single tip in the tutorial, but it's a nice baseline for you to create your images.